Peace. Peace to the divine infinite consciousness. And peace to the God body. Yo, this broadcast right here is about your jewels of life. Now, when I say jewels of life, I'm not talking about actual stones, stuff like this. It's just pretty cool. I keep on picking up my little amethyst, But yeah, I gotta charge them up real quick later when it gets sunny or something like that, man. But anyway, what I'm saying is, okay, we build on the jewels. The jewels is pertaining to knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, and equality, food, clothing, and shelter, love, peace, and happiness. Now we're gonna run through these joints real quick. It's pretty much similar to the mathematics, the supreme mathematics, in which the gods and earths, go by. That was in part from my foundation from which I started, and was sparked on. So, to each his own, you know what I mean? So, we don't really shun anyone else for what they do, you know what I mean? But as far as having who we are and being who we are, we know that knowledge is the foundation of all things that exist. Just know it. Right? And the reason why this is important is because someone died for this. Someone actually, someone wanted to kill this man or this being, basically, who was teaching children instead of teaching adults who they were truly. And just by equating the law with the whole situation was just equating you to being the all in the all. So that's just meaning that you're just everything within everything, the embodiment of it. So it's up to you through your life to break it down. So you should have enough time to get up to a certain point. When you become an elder or a certain age or culture free, which is 40, you'll be at the point where you're able to, express that understanding and make it understood by those who've seen, and don't get caught up in the understood, understood vernacular shit. You know what I mean? Because that's just the language that they use, and we have to use it right now because we're strengthening ourselves through a low self, through a low vibration, and being that archon was on a previous cycle, being that there's a certain cycle that runs as far as each group or ethnic group gets a time to rule or just live and do their thing, and they'll go through all the different stages of life, which is the golden age all the way down to the iron age or whatever. And that's just being that destructive age where they cause their own demise. So, but knowledge is the first. It means look, listen, and observe and respect. And being that is first and foremost, it has nothing to do with speaking. You don't have to say not a damn word to do the knowledge. All you gotta do is look, listen, and observe. By looking and listening, and the understanding that is gained from that is complete in its own cipher right there within knowledge. And knowledge borns equality. So if knowledge borns equality by itself, and knowledge and equality borns together borns what? God. So if you knowledge your equality, you have to know what? Your power. Your power is the truth, the energy and force and magnetism that holds the universe together. Alright, so we're going to go to the wisdom. The wisdom is knowledge made manifest, or it's knowledge known. Now we can see knowledge and observe knowledge for what it really is. The things that is inside of knowledge, made out, so we can see it now. And so with that, we'll be able to observe it okay, it's representing as something that's always been here, has no beginning or ending, and that's symbolic to the earth. Now, the further you go in your mathematics, the further understanding you'll get within your own cipher, and that's why it's completely okay to disagree when you're coming up with your own understanding. Because when you build with other gods, within a certain amount of days, you should gather up a new amount of information and present it to each other, and within the cipher, where nothing but truth can prevail. So when you're dealing with wisdom is the manifestation. We see the matter, the material, the things that is spoken into existence, the vibration, so we can see it and observe it. It's a form of ourself. We can interact with it. And so that is what we have to learn to be able to master, and master that within ourselves and coexist, or just master that just only within ourselves, and don't worry about mastering the externalness, but just the internal, this matter. And then by doing that, you can be able to navigate yourself through different forms of wisdom, or different forms of matter that's made manifest from the thought of where the source, which is the all. We can't see the individual being, but we know that the all made that shit. You know what I'm saying? So who created it? Because it's a creature, something that's there, and that's gathering information in this piece. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, though, you get the understanding. The understanding is the best part of knowledge and wisdom. Now, knowledge being the foundation, you know what I'm saying, and wisdom is the way to what? The completion, which is the understanding, and that right there completes the cipher. The cipher is the 360 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That all three together forms equality. Equality is 6, so 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6, you know, and the 6 is the silence, reasoning, observing. It's dealing with knowledge and understanding all over again, because knowledge and understanding is one and the same. So when you're dealing with the understanding is the one that's like, yo, I got it. Peace. For all I get that understanding, and it's represented as a black child. Just like the sun would say is represented by the original man, or the black male of the family. You have the moon, the earth, parts of the earth, which is something that is symbolic, that's always there. Now, if you look at the astrology, you'll see that the sun rotates over the earth, and illuminate different parts of the earth, and hills and valleys and things that you can be able to see and give heat, light, and energy. And without that, certain life can decay depending on where it's at. And so that's what that does, and it goes through different houses. And this is how the spirit comes in, depends on where the planets are at going around the whole plane as well, and their own level is going above it. And it's not like the Copernicus model, because that's where motherfuckers get lost at. And this is why these motherfuckers come in and try to fuck niggas up in their head. And when you do false history, that's another form of mind control. So you're giving your whole heart, believe it within yourself, and that shit ain't right. Alright? So we're gonna go to freedom. Free is to have a open, optimistic, optimism with reality. You know, without having to be able to be restricted, dealing with moral values. Now, if you're not dealing with the moral, you can't just be free to go out and just be like fucked up and just murdering animals and people and shit like that without having justice coming. You know, because justice is next. So justice is the equality. But we're gonna build with that. We're gonna build with that one too. Again, because they all gonna tie in with each other. So with that, I'm not gonna make this part too long. So I'm gonna get to this last little cipher right here. So you know, when you're dealing with the freedom is dealing with your understanding. Your understanding is definitely the best part of yourself. This is what makes you free to grow, like the cream, to rise to the top. So you can be able to be seen, heard like a star in the cosmos, just as on Earth as it is up there. So you be free to do what you naturally do, which is to be creative, to be able to excel on the higher realms of your existence. And that's pretty much it. You can create from the lower chakra, or you can just pretty much, stay at the lower chakra and just release all your energy over and over and over and over again. So you're going to have time to have your chakras expand again and get to different levels, so you'll be able to get the fuck up out this joint here, right now. And then to get that physical up out of there, then you're ready to roll, and y'all can get it going again and shit, because, we know who's under attack. So, but you got to have freedom to be able to express that shit, and so you have to fight for that, So when you're dealing with the justice, you know what? I'm gonna be right back with that one. So we're gonna tune in to number 2. Alright, hold fast, please.